So if you had to take a look at the telecommunications sector, how is that industry structured? What is the business model? Well, a key thing in telecommunications is obviously your volumes, the number of customers. And what the telecommunications companies come up with is a metric called average revenue per customer or average revenue per user, ARPU. And they can split that into both voice and data. It's become absolutely key in mobile telecommunications. They also look at their customer mix. What proportion of them are on contract as opposed to prepaid? Now, the contract component will usually be a lot smaller in mobile telecommunications, but it is highly lucrative. Obviously, they only get their money at the end of the month. With prepaid, that will be the mass market. The advantage of prepaid is these guys get their money in advance and there's no credit risk with prepaid customers. The enabling infrastructure, your cell phone masts, your fiber optic cables, is absolutely critical, and cell phone companies invest a lot into this. Some cell phone companies are actually trying to limit the amount of capital tied up in infrastructure by sharing infrastructure or selling it off to other networks and leasing it back. Now, what's happened in telecommunications in the recent past is data and voice have become commoditized. There's no differentiation. Everyone's selling pretty much the same thing. So all these companies are trying to put value-added services onto their networks, be it payments or be it some form of educational applications that they host. Marketing and human resources are significant costs. Another consideration, particularly on the African continent, is the level of consumer penetration. So if you go to a country like South Africa, there are more SIM cards in South Africa than there are people. It's a highly saturated market. If you go into other countries like Nigeria, there's still significant scope for people to get cell phones who haven't got them. And that really talks to dynamics in terms of developed and developing markets. Developing markets still have a lot of growth. One key thing mobile telecommunications companies also consider is changes in technology. For instance, we now headed towards fifth generation technology, what we call 5G, and that's going to change the landscape significantly.